So this was originally what I was using as a vanity chair. I made it a while back as a DIY project, and it was awesome. It just takes up a lot of space that I could be using. So I'm going to try to DIY another chair that'll fit more conveniently in my corner here. Yeah, so let's see. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start off by using one of these folding chairs. I got it from Walmart. It's just like, got like some specs in it. I don't know if y'all can see them, but it doesn't matter because that's gonna cover it up. But it's just a folding chair, and I got it because the legs are already silver, so I won't have to spray paint anything. So that is awesome. I'm also going to be using this plush coral fleece that I found, and it's 1.5 yards, and it was about $9.98, I believe. The chair was $12.88, I believe. I originally had like a white creamish color fleece, but they were out of it, and then I ordered like a grayish looking, black grayish looking fleece. They was out of it, but they actually had the black, so I went with this, and it's just a soft fleece fabric. It's almost like a throw cover, but that's what I'm gonna be working with. I'm also going to be reusing this seat cushion cover. It's not even a cover, I don't even know what you call it, but it's a seat cushion. I had it in my older vanity chair, and as you know, that one was big, so it didn't need to be cut. But I know for this chair it would need to be cut. I didn't see the purpose of buying a new one when I'm going to be pretty much making the same chair. All of my daughters are like pale thin, so nobody would want to use this chair, and I plan on reusing the fabric anyway for something else. So I'm gonna reuse this. Scissors, blade, and then of course my glue gun, lots of glue sticks, and I'm gonna also use this spray adhesive that I got from Dollar Tree. So the only thing you could say I spent money on was $12.88 for the chair and $9.98 for the plush. So let's get into it. Started out by placing the cushion on the chair so I can measure and mark where I needed to make my cuts. I'm also going to be reusing these pillows off of the last chair that I had, along with this poster board, just to try to create a back for the chair. After measuring and seeing exactly where I wanted to cut, how long I needed the poster board, I just simply made a cut straight across so that it matches up with the pillow. So I decided to use a couple of these extra large zip ties that I got from the Dollar Tree to hold the pillow to the chair, just to give it a more firm, secure hold. So I'll be reusing these 12-inch chunky slates that I got from Dollar Tree a while back, and I will be making a T shape on the back of the poster board. And I'm just using my hot glue gun to make them stick. I also decided to use the large zip ties to hold the pillow to the poster board, as well as the wood planks to the poster board, and they worked out very well. I did have to put a little hole in each corner of the pillow, but I had already did that, so it was simple. Fabric, not even fabric, it's like the inner lining that you will put in between the fabric. But I'm just gonna take it and cover those pillows. So this part will be tucked in like that. And then I'm gonna take my staple gun and just staple this to the board. I won't be able to staple it to the back of this chair, I know, because I know the staple gun isn't that heavy duty to go through there. So I'm just gonna connect it up here. So I can lay it up there like that. And I'm just gonna take it. Take it like this. And it's just it. So here I'm taking this ruler as well as my red marker, and I'm going to make my tuft marks. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm just kind of going with the flow. And then I'm going to try to create a diamond shape between the lines and the tuft marks. I'm pretty sure my lines are not even, but yeah, I think I'll get better as time goes by, because now looking back, I definitely see that they aren't even at all. So what was the purpose of my ruler? So this is how my diamond shapes are going. I think I could have did a little better had I took my time. But I think I was just excited to get this chair done. And who knows, with me, I might redo it one day. You never know. So I decided to use hot glue since I'm using the needle and thread to hold my thread to the back of the poster board, because I tried to use the staple gun but it was not sticking all the way through. So I decided just to take some hot glue and hold the thread down on the back of the poster board, and it worked out perfectly. Now it's time to lay my fabric on top. And so for this part, I'm going to go back in with my glue gun and place glue into the holes, the tough holes I made, and then just stick my, and this held fabric very make sure I stick it in so that I did not have to sew through the fabric as well, which I think I could have did that way, but I think it would have just been, it would have took me longer. And like I said, I was just ready to get over this chair. So I just continued to do that throughout the whole process. Now, one thing I noticed that I did not do that I wish I would have was make sure that I had the little fold of fabric in between the holes, just because I feel like the little folds give it more of the tuft feel. And some of them was doing it, but I noticed not all of the fabric was folding on its own, so I could have created that little effect. So I'm just gonna do the same steps to finish out the top of the chair. So somewhere along the process of recording and saving everything, I lost the footage where I added the cardboard box piece to the back of my chair. And I did this to close up the, kind of give it a harder back, considering that I used the poster board on the back with the zip ties and the hot glue and everything. So I just used some tape to wrap around the pillow and the cardboard, and then I went in with the hot glue and to make sure it was nice and sturdy. So now I'm just taking the fabric, pulling on it hard as I possibly can to make sure it's nice and snug and tight. And I'm just adding some staples so that I can close up the back. I also decided to use my spray glue to stick the fabric together as well. Trying my best to hide the staples. I don't want those to show. That I was talking about. Got it from Walmart. And it's just a chair bag. I was wanting to make my chair more comfortable. It's crazy, but it kind of sort of makes it feel a little hard. So I hung out for a few minutes, had me a sip of my coffee, and just tried to feel the chair out to make sure that it was actually going to be as comfortable. I also went ahead and took the cushion back off the chair so that I can kind of weigh the options of which way I wanted to go, because I didn't want to just put the cushion on there and then in the end I'd be like, oh my God, I should have just left the cushion out. And I also wanted to measure the height that the cushion was giving me. I want to sit a certain height to my desk. I don't want to be too low to the desk. So I felt like in the end the cushion gave me the best height and it was actually more comfortable. So I went ahead with the cushion. So I went ahead and used little Velcro pieces on the sides of the cushion to adhere it to the chair. And then I just went in with some hot glue to lay the cushion to the chair more. To the foam more. So to hide this, I decided to take this cardboard piece that I had left over. It was the perfect square. So I just cut the back part of it. And all I'm going to do is take my glue gun and apply some glue to the cushions and the chair. And I'm going to use some clamps to hold the box to the chair so that it dries. It gives it the more box feel so that it's not all lumpy and everything. And so that's all I'm going to do. So I simply repeated that same step around the entire chair, and then I realized I didn't have enough box, even though I thought it was the perfect square, but I had some extra little pieces laying around. So I took a little cut and just added it to the back just to finish closing it up. So now that I have that all closed in, as you can see, the cushion still sticks out at the top, and that is perfect. I'm going to take another piece of fabric that I had already cut off, and I'm going to do my tuft pieces to the top, which are going to be super easy because they already have the little tuft parts. All I have to do is add the glue and do my little push down of the fabric. And funny thing, I don't know if you guys could tell right here in this clip, I was tired, but I was determined I was going to finish this chair tonight. So I didn't realize that I actually had the fabric turned backwards until I had finished the chair and was taking pictures. So I ended up having to pull the fabric off and redo it because the opposite side of the fabric was like a dry, it looked more like a throw cover instead of like a little shimmer shiny fabric that I wanted the look to have. I'm using this chair cushion. It's like the easiest way to tuft. See that? Like, I really, that was so fast and convenient. Now all I have to do is just and I'm using my hot glue to close, not to close, but to cover the box with the fabric. so I didn't remove the staples on this side. For now, I'm just gonna leave them. It's not like I don't see the back of my chair, but yeah. So I closed that up, just pretty much tucking it and hot gluing it up underneath. Not worried about how up underneath the chair looks because no one is gonna see it. That is tucked down over there. And now to add my jewels, these little tuft marks. So I'm not even gonna get into what I did. These are the gems. Bigger ones, 507, and they're white. These are like 347, 398, pretty something on Walmart. I think to make it whole, I'm gonna the only thing I don't like the hot glue is little glue webs I call them. Because that's what they look like. They look like spider webs. That $1 for making them peel them off. But yeah. That's why I didn't want to put one down here because I just really didn't see the purpose. But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and put them since I didn't get tucked on. I think I did pretty good for this being my first time ever tucking something. So I am excited. I'm really excited. Can't wait to share this video with you guys. The crazy thing is, y'all, I don't know how, but I hadn't already tucked this part before I realized that the fabric is turned backwards. So it doesn't have like a little shiny feel like that. It's more of like a fluffier feel or look to it, but I don't care. It's still cute to me. And I'm being very careful with dropping the glue just because I don't want to get any little spots and have all that white glue residue all over the chair. So I'm just trying to make sure I get the glue down real quick into the little hole. And it's not dripping. So that I can get as clean as possible. out all of my little glue webs. I'm so excited, y'all. Like, oh my god. I really tuft a chair. I've been wanting a tuft chair for like a while, but I was like, I watched the videos and I'm like, man, I cannot do that. Like, I'm not. And I still feel like once I do it more, I'll get better at it. But for my first time, I think I did excellent, guys. Like, look at that. I didn't use real diamond buttons or gems like everybody else used. This part was super easy because y'all know I used a little pillow. And so technically the only part that I tuft was this part right here. And I think I did pretty good. I used my ruler. I used my ruler, as y'all can tell, or saw. That's my chair. Okay. Has the square look to the bottom. The legs are already silver. Didn't need no spray paint. So I like it. I really do like it. And I'm pretty sure after I do it a couple times, I would get good at it. But for my first try, yes, yes, she is a beat.
Right back, let me go get the pass.
So in the end, I ended up finding these much larger gems also at Walmart, same package, and I ended up swapping them out. I absolutely love the turnout. They give off a much better vibe and look for me. So I'm excited